Okay, today is Wednesday, July the 27th. It's about 10 o'clock at night. I have just finished writing for the day. Today was actually a good day of writing. It took me a while to get to it because I just was not in the mood. But then I remembered it's not about being in the mood, it's about just doing the damn work. So I got up, did the work. I had worked myself into a bit of a problem. So what I did is when I wrote the first chapter, I wrote it in first person. And then I quickly realized that for this novel to work, it can't really work. I can't really do first person. I think in my head I was still trying to do the liaison dangereux. I'm going to have to learn to say this. I was trying to do the liaison dangereux thing of epistolarian, writing as letters. I was trying to do the tone. And it was fun. It kind of worked, but it also didn't. I realized I needed to be, for this novel to work, I need to be in different places. I can't have people telling the story if they might die, because that kind of ruins the surprise. So I had to shift it, and the first instinct was just to gut the first chapter, because that's normally what you do. It's like, this chapter didn't work, I have to toss it out. But I realized when you're doing the first draft, it's supposed to be word vomit and just get it all out. So instead, I tried something different. I just wrote chapter 1, take 2. And in that I said, you know what, I messed up the first chapter. I realize it's the wrong voice, and I'm going to change it going forward. It's highly unlikely that will ever make the final draft, but it was enough for me to say good enough moving forward. And then I moved on to the next chapter and changed the tone, changed the voice from single person to omnipresent, where we've got one person is kind of telling everything that's happening all over the place. It does require head jumping from chapter to chapter, which is hard to do properly, because you have to. It's easy to do poorly. That's what most people do, is they do it poorly. But to do it properly, you need, each person's head needs their own voice, which means you have to use different words, different phrases. You have to become a different person each chapter, and tricky to do. I also realize I don't give a shit about how tricky it is to do, because this is the first draft, and I can worry about whether or not it's functional much later on. I have to keep reminding myself, first draft is vomit on paper, show up, do 5 to 10 pages a day, and just don't stop until you get to the end. For a perfectionist, that's hard to do, but it is the only way to get the novel done. You have to get the first draft done before you can start finding the parts that work. I remember with Council of Peacocks, I didn't really know what the novel was about until I finished it. I got to the very end and said, fuck, I now know what I need to do, and I have to go back to the beginning and change everything. And at the time, that kind of felt like a waste of time. It felt like I'd wasted all of that time writing the first draft. But the truth is, there wouldn't be a book without the first draft. And I didn't really know what the book was about until I finished it. And I know there's this thought that non-writers have, that writers just sit down and know exactly what's going to happen. And I have an idea of what's going to happen in this book. But until I actually get the words on screen and do the actual typing, I don't know what's actually going to happen. I'm thinking of doing a tonal change, though, partly because I had a really hard time saying liaison dangereux, which, again, I speak French, I have no idea why I'm having a hard time with it. But I was also thinking of, I'm a little obsessed with Oscar Wilde, even though I haven't read very much Oscar Wilde. And the only one that I know fairly at all is actually The Ideal Husband. And I'm thinking that I might be able to use the tonal structure of that rather than les liaisons dangereux. It's similar, it's about finding it, but I'm thinking about that. It might be something that works its way into this draft, or it could be something where I look at that for the next draft, but it's definitely something I'm thinking about as I'm moving forward. That's it for today. I've actually got the work done that I wanted to. So good day. Okay, so today is July the 28th. It is about 9:20 at night. I'm happy that I actually did the writing today. I was really not expecting to. We're going camping tomorrow, which means that not only did I work today, but I also had to pack for it and pack up the vehicle and clean the house because we have the cat sitters coming in and we can't have the cat sitters go in a dirty house. So I have been very much go, go, go from 8:30 in the morning. Thankfully, it was relatively slow with my day job, so I'm working from home. I was able to, in between phone calls and once all the work was done, I got stuff done, and realized late in the day that I didn't have a costume for camping. There's a dance we're supposed to go to dressed as a Merle character. I thought I had everything to go as Nick Fury, but I realized I didn't have an eye patch, which you kind of need. So right after work, left, did shopping for that, went for dinner, came home, and I'm supposed to go to karaoke tonight. A friend of mine is hosting. 2 weeks ago, I said I was going to go. If you hear the background noise, that is Rob is starting to clean the shower right now. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. We will take this somewhere where you can't hear that. Okay, it's really, really loud. Okay, I realize there's not really anywhere in the house that you can't hear that, so I will just stop here. Okay, so still in the shower. I think what I'll do, I'll just stop. I'll stop and come back once he's done that. Or, I'm just going to get it done. It doesn't matter. This is for me. No one's ever going to see this. I didn't think I was going to get any writing done. I had this whole thought where I should go to karaoke because I said I was going to, even though I'm exhausted. And I had no idea what I was going to bring. I thought that I should go because I said that I was going to. But I also realized I hadn't done my writing for the day and I had to get that done because that was more important. And I kind of thought, which is it? Do I do this or do I do the writing or do I go to karaoke? And I didn't know I couldn't make a decision, so I did the tarot reading. I do this all this often. I actually do tarot readings almost every day just to get my mind clear. And for me, it's a meditative thing. Tarot for me normally is a way for me to kind of, like the workshop lots, it's a way for me to get to see what my subconscious is actually thinking. That's how I use it. And based on the reading, it basically said, it's not really an either or situation. You can do the writing and then go to karaoke. Because that's the thing. Karaoke is going from 8 until 11:30, so you can do both. And as soon as I realized that, I said, you know what, I'm going to go do the writing. So I went and did the writing. Went in a direction I completely did not intend, but I got my 5 pages done, and I don't care. I have to keep in mind myself, this is the first draft. It's supposed to be garbage, so just get it done and then move on. Now that I finished it, I'm more exhausted than ever, and I don't feel like going to karaoke, even though I said I was going to, and I feel like I should. I don't even know if I'm going to have fun there. I think the main reason I want to go is because I realize I have to start forming a life that is just me and doing things that is just me. This feels like something I can go do that is just something that I would do. Well, I've never liked karaoke anyway, so I could do this. I'm not sure if the reason I don't want to go is I'm afraid to be out by myself or if I'm just really tired. And I think being tired is a reason it's an excuse that you can use to just stay home and never leave. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's like, I don't know. Do I really want to go out? Because I kind of wanted to go out all day. And now that it's time to, I'm tired. I don't know if my tired is just fear. So that's where I'm at. As for the creativity stuff, I got it done. I kicked myself in the butt, did the work, showed up, and it actually turned out I couldn't have planned the scene that I just wrote. All I had to do was show up and the work happened. And I think that really just needs to be my focus. It's just stop focusing on the end result, just show up, do the work, and keep doing the work. Okay, so it is August the 10th. I have just finished working on Whippokill for the night. I have been kind of a disaster. I'm not writing as often as I need to be and all of that stuff. Definitely missing days. Realistically, just the trauma of living right now is making it very easy to not focus on art. I find every time I sit down on my computer, I have that moment of anxiety where I just know that I'm going to have to face something and I don't want to. I also know that if I don't face it, I can't move past it. And it's really, I think I'm just processing stuff and I'm having a hard time just doing the work because I'm just... So as for what happened today, backing up a few days ago, just recently Pride in Windsor, I went with Rob to all of the events, which was super awkward. It made me feel, I felt kind of ashamed, like I was lying by being there with him, which I know is just silly, but that's just the way I was thinking. And it felt really real, I guess. I felt off, and I realized part of the reason why we felt off is that we apparently both got COVID. Rob, for the very first time, got COVID, got tested for it yesterday, and the result came back in like 3 seconds. There's always distractions, and it's getting very easy to have distractions. So I'm trying to keep this focused on creativity. Today, for the first time in, I don't actually know how many years, I wrote a song. So I don't know if it will show up on the album. I don't know if I'll actually ever record it, but I know I wrote it. It's called Alone It Is. It took me about 5 minutes to write the lyrics, maybe 10. I'm looking to buy a guitar soon so I can start writing some music. I do have to set up my MIDI stuff still. I think I've been unfocused. So what did I accomplish? I wrote the lyrics for a song, first time in a long time. And I actually did some writing today on Whippokill, which I have not been writing on as much as I wanted to, just because it's getting very easy for me to ignore my fake deadlines. And I know all the deadlines I have are fake. I think that's true for every artist all the time, though. There's no... I don't have a deadline for this. If I was working with a publishing company, I could say, like, I have to get it done within a certain time, but I don't. I will work on this until it's done, and then when it's done, I will work on the next thing. And that's... I know I need to focus more on the process rather than the end product. But I also realize that I have bit of research I have to do, and I'm kind of just like skipping past that. I wanted to get right into like, let's just fly by the seat of my pants and write, and I am not that type of person. I'm not that type of writer. I need to spend some more time doing research. That was the thing today. I wanted to write a scene where I just want to do a flashback to the cult in the 1950s, and I realized it's like, you know what, I don't know anything about Texas in the 1950s. I can't write about that. I don't know anything about the cults. I don't know about the history of camping. These are things that I want to put in there, but I haven't actually taken the time to do the research. So I think what I need to do is, while I keep writing, it's like I need to I don't want to use world building or research as an excuse to not do the actual writing, but I also need to spend some time doing the research and maybe getting a better idea of the chapters, because right now I'm just winging it. I'm just showing up and writing whatever the hell comes to mind on that day. And maybe that's what you're supposed to do in first drafts. I know lots of people do that, but I'm not super confident. It feels all over the place. I'm switching back and forth from tenses from like first person to third person, and I'm very unfocused. I think that kind of goes for my entire life right now, is I'm just not focused enough to do what I need to be doing. That's kind of the reason why I wrote this song I did tonight, Alone It Is, because like I just realized that I can't keep dating. I don't have time to. I don't have time to be looking at guys on dating apps and going on dates, because I can't do that and get this done. And it really pisses me off, because I thought that I was going to have someone beside me that I wouldn't have to go through all this shit. I was expecting to have someone beside me that would be, when I'm done, like a hard day's work, and I come home and do even more work, I was hoping I'd have someone beside me to say like, hey, how's it going? Or would you like to do something? Let's go do something. Let's go for dinner. Let's go see a movie. I just was hoping and that I'd have a partner to do stuff with. And now I don't. So I still have to do all the work. I still have to do my day job. I still have to come home and do all of this stuff. And at the end of the day, I just can't share it with anyone, because I don't have time to find someone to share it with. And that's really shitty, but I guess I just have to suck it up, get the work done, and then maybe when I have free time, some year, I can focus on a personal life again, because if I want to actually get the work done, I can't. So I guess I get to be alone.